My name is McKenna Shea. I am a senior in high school. I will be graduating soon once I complete my senior project and then another course of government. I really like school. I enjoy learning and I enjoy doing the homework and doing any work really. In high school, I participated in a lot of clubs that involved helping others, such as going to the elementary schools through 1st and 5th grade and helping them with their homework or helping them with reading, or even doing events within the community like food drives. A lot of the teachers that coordinated those clubs have probably been the greatest influences on me in my life. So with that in mind, I thought, wouldn't I like to be that type of influence on someone else? And with all these put together, I thought, wouldn't I like to be a elementary teacher and use that as my career in the long run? So I chose to job shadow an elementary school teacher as my senior project. Her name is Miss Tuck. But teachers need to provide welcoming environments for their students. They are responsible for executing and creating all the lessons that they give to the children. Being a teacher is a lot more work than just Googling an assignment and handing it to your student. You actually need to create plans and create something that they're going to enjoy and then give it to them and have them understand and also correct and grade. Teachers have to enforce rules in order to help students grow. Students and teachers are not only affecting each other in the school, but teachers have had lasting impressions on me through my entire life so far. Like my 3rd grade teacher, she's still, like, some of her lessons she gave me are still impacting the way I live and the way I value things. So as a teacher, you would have to help grow and help your student become a functioning part of society. As an elementary school teacher, I would need to prepare students for standardized testing and further education, such as middle school or high school or even college. To become a teacher, you have to go to college. A master's degree in teaching is required to become an elementary school teacher. Some schools let you go by with a bachelor's degree, but that is very, very, very few schools. And if you ever wanted to become a middle school teacher or a high school teacher, you would need your master's degree in teaching. And not only is schooling required, but teachers must have an open mindset and empathy towards their students. Teachers need to have advanced communication skills and listening skills, not only for their students, but for their students' parents, so that their parents can understand how far their child is coming along in school or how well they're developing. Another skill needed is the ability to control a classroom and children. After job shadowing, I realized that children are a lot harder to control than it looks. So that is a large and very needed skill that a teacher needs. The benefits of becoming a teacher is the beginning salary of an elementary school teacher is around $48,000 per year. Most schools provide some form of insurance to their teachers and their teachers' families. So if I were to get married, depending on the school, I would have insurance covering me and my spouse. Teachers receive a retirement typically of about $43,000 per year, so it is less than their wage, but it's better than having no retirement at all. And vacation time is not given to a teacher during the school year because teachers have the luck of not having to work in the summertime, so that is just one big vacation for them. So for my job shadowing experience, I job shadowed Jennifer Tuck at Sunnyside Elementary. It was very enlightening to see that, like, teaching really is not as easy as it looks. Throughout school, I always thought my teachers, like, when they got grouchy, I always was like, why are you getting grouchy? Like, your job is so easy. But even just job shadowing and helping Miss Tuck, I realized that it is not easy at all. I worked with 3rd and 4th graders, but mostly 4th grade. I learned how difficult it actually is to control a classroom, but she taught me very good tactics. For 3rd and 4th graders, they still like little games and whatnot, so she would have them recite something after her, and they would know after they recited that they needed to be quiet. And she just had a lot of experience in it, but she was very good at controlling the classroom. And I also learned that teaching students at that age is a big responsibility because the amount of changes they were going through from the times of 1st grade to 12th grade, really, there's children are going through so many changes in their mind, but 3rd and 4th grade, they're changing from a little kid to a preteen almost, and they really are going through a lot more changes that you have to be open to. In conclusion, I learned teaching is way harder than it looks, and there's a lot more to it. It's a lot of busy work, and I would even have to end up bringing work home. I know I sat with Miss Tuck until 5 o'clock one evening when the school got out around 2:30 or 3, and she was just grading papers, going through stuff, like taking notes on what each student needed to work on, and I know for sure she ended up having to bring it home. Teaching elementary school would require helping students a lot and getting to spend a lot of one-on-one time helping each kid. I did witness her do that. She would call out each kid singly, making everyone feel important. And teaching would be a very beneficial job for me to have at an older age. Right now, I am a waitress, and I know I would never be able to be a waitress at 70, but I could either be a teacher at 70 or I would have the retirement that teachers luckily get. So then, on the list that we were provided with extra questions that we might ask, I have a few answers. So, how did I plan and direct my work? For this whole senior project, I ended up using a separate notebook, and I planned everything else in that notebook instead of using my notebook that I had been using for every single other class. I had to keep track of everything for my project in that notebook, and I used a lot of different websites that I ended up bookmarking and referring back to a lot. What new skills and knowledge did you gain? I feel like I gained a lot of knowledge and towards how much work teachers put in, and skills-wise, I feel like just doing the job shadowing, I was able to overcome my fear of speaking in front of a classroom. I know they're little kids, but it still helped a lot, and I feel like now when I go to college and have to do more job shadowing as a teacher, it wouldn't be as hard. And what was my best source of knowledge and information, and why? Miss Tuck was definitely the best source of information, because anytime I had a question, I could call her or text her, and she would give me the answer immediately, and she has such knowledgeable answers. What plans do you have for the future that relate to your project? I plan to go to teaching school. I plan to attend college and get my master's degree and soon become an elementary school teacher, and then I do eventually want to work my way up to high school. I think that would be really fun. How many hours did I spend on my project, and when/how did I spend them? I spent a lot of time on my project. I woke up every morning before work to log on to my account and go through the assignments that were due this week, and I would prepare for all of that. And I spent a lot of time talking with Miss Tuck. All together though, for the job shadowing, I spent probably 14 hours because I only was able to do 2 days. What was the most valuable part of working on your project? Definitely getting to interact with the kids was the most valuable part, because I was able to see what it would actually be like to be a teacher. What was the most difficult part of working on the project? Oh, probably this video, because I have to look at the camera. Describe how you learn. I learn best from teaching others. So when I was in Algebra 2, that was probably one of my strongest subjects. I helped the kids in my class, but by telling them how to do it and teaching them how to do it, it actually taught me better, and my grades got even better after helping others. Explain in detail the incident or person that influenced you the most as a student. I would say either Marianne Frost or Barbie Bjorn were the most influential people to me as a student, because they both believed in me a lot and they pushed me really, really hard. Barbie Bjorn was my English teacher for 2 years, and Miss Frost was my math teacher for 2 years. And both of those subjects I did struggle in for a little bit, but they pushed me so hard that I ended up passing both their classes with A+, and they took a lot of time and help outside of school to help me. How did you deal with the time management while doing all the parts of the senior project? Like I said, I had a whole nother notebook, and I had that all planned out perfectly. I had to take a lot of time off of work to do so. What would you do differently if given the opportunity, and why? I don't know if I would do really anything differently. I feel really proud of my whole entire project. I feel like I wrote the essay very well. I feel, if anything, I would have just spent more time with Miss Tuck. I would have gone to Sunnyside Elementary more, spent more than 14 hours doing job shadowing. What advice do you have for future seniors? Definitely get a separate notebook for your senior project. I started the first week in my notebook with all my other classes, and it just gets too jumbled. Just completely separate it and work insanely hard for it. What do you plan to do after high school? I plan to take a gap year. I don't want to go to college right away. I want to work and save a lot of money. And then I plan to go to Idaho State University and get my bachelor's and master's degree from there. Thank you.